So, hello, fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 6455463728. And Trump really is like Hitler. I've had arguments with a friend of mine, maybe two of them, who are like, no, he's not like Hitler. And no, he's pretty similar to Hitler. So, hi, I'm Earthling, yada, yada, yada. I am an ex-Army reservist. I have a couple degrees. I got a scholarship a long time ago. I traveled a bit, lost a bunch of weight, quit smoking, and I wanted to start an anonymous YouTube channel. So that's it for me. So some time ago, I guess maybe after the Capitol riots, I was talking to a friend of mine, or maybe it was before that, I'm not really sure. But somehow my friend brought up the issue that, a lot of people say that Trump is like Hitler, and I think that's laughable because he's really not. I mean, he hasn't killed millions of people, da 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 da. And I was like, okay. I never mentioned that I thought that he was like Hitler. But in some ways he is. He was starting down that road where he could end up like Hitler. So if you really want to do a comparison, then you could say, well, he's like start off Hitler in the beginning, Hitler on the path to becoming what we like to think of as Hitler. And I think that this is a talking point where people just totally exaggerate, right? They talk about the fact that people on the right are considered to be, they feel like they are a Jew in World War II or before World War II. They feel so persecuted. And I'm like, really? Do you? Because the Jews were, rounded up. They were forced to wear this star to show that they were a Jew. They were restricted to certain areas, and then eventually they were taken off to concentration camps. Who do you think somebody is going to build a concentration camp to take you off to? They think somebody's going to make you wear a Star of David? When people say stuff like this, it is, and Jews, people who are related to Jews, people who were actually in concentration camps and went through that experience, they have a right to be upset that anybody would do that. Because being someone on the right is nowhere near like being somebody in a concentration camp. But people say that. And they also take the point that, no, Trump is nothing like Hitler, and he's nothing like... And I'm like, who said that he was? I don't know where that came up. But, there might be people who are saying that he's like Hitler. But, I started chewing on that. I started chewing on that issue, not consistently. It's not like, oh, I don't have anything else to do, let me sit down and focus on this idea. No, not like that. But obviously it would surface every so often in my brain as I saw old video of Obama saying that we have to prepare for the time when a pandemic will occur. And it's so funny because it was like 5 years ago, and he was saying in his speech that, 5 years from now, we might be in a pandemic and we have to be prepared. We have to have infrastructure in place. And of course, he put together a group of people to try to deal with that. And of course, one of the things that Trump was doing, understandably, when he came into office was just trash everything that Obama touched, And of course, he trashed that pandemic preparedness team. And then, of course, there's a clip of him saying nobody knew that we could have a pandemic this big. And of course, we know that he lies in public. So I do not really spend too much time listening to words that he says and trying to really believe them. It's like he's just going to say whatever, So there's no point. Listen to somebody else who probably lies a little bit less. And then, that's a better use of one's time, I feel. So anyway, I thought about it though, and I was like, okay, knowing as we know now that he knew how bad the pandemic was going to get and how easy it was for people to catch the disease, we know that more could have been done. Even if at the time when he found out about this, he had begun to prepare, if he had shown a proper example of wearing a mask instead of denigrating and humiliating and making fun of people who were wearing masks and protecting themselves and other people, he had millions of people in America exposing themselves to this disease. And some of those people who exposed themselves to the disease, some of them died. So we can definitely say that he is responsible for the deaths of many Americans who took the President of the United States of America at their words and at their deeds and their actions. Even when he was sick, he did not tell people how seriously ill that he was. We've learned that some of the drugs that were administered to him are not drugs that you just randomly give to people unless they are seriously ill. The Secret Service people who were in the vehicle with him when he decided that he was going to drive around and wave, some of those people are definitely, maybe even the guy who got his foot cut off because of complications due to COVID. All of these hundreds of thousands of people, of deaths, are because of him. Now, those are American deaths, and by convincing those people, future deaths are attested to him. Future suffering is attested to him. But I would say that the deaths and suffering go beyond America's borders, because the team that Obama had set up to handle pandemic responses, that team of people would have also stockpiled PPE. They probably would have worked with the WHO instead of dismissing it and disregarding it and all those things that he did. So one can say that many of the people in many other countries who, for want of PPE, for want of assistance from the WHO, for want of expertise, many people in many other countries most likely also died because of Trump, because of the fact that he did not try to give support, as much support as he could, as much acknowledgement as he could to the people who were working hard to prevent the spread of COVID. By doing that, he is responsible for perhaps a good portion of the millions of people that are dead right now across the world. All we can say is that, thank goodness, he did not interfere in the research that was being done by the government into the coronavirus. Otherwise, how much longer would we have been waiting for a vaccine? All of the work that had previously been done was what enabled the quick creation of all of these vaccines, all of that prior research. When we look at all of the refugees and all of the immigrants from all sorts of countries, the border with Mexico, all of these people who were increasingly stymied from coming to America to escape whatever persecution was going on in the countries that they were applying from, all of the people who died, that is on Trump. So, in many ways, he was very much like Hitler. Did he hold a gun to someone's head and shoot them directly? Did he have a machine gun that he used to mow down, large groups of Jews. No, it was by the policies and the orders that he gave to other people, just like Hitler. I don't know that Hitler ever killed a Jew himself. I don't know that he ever gassed someone. I don't know if he ever visited a concentration camp, but he wanted things done. He knew that things were being done, especially given the scale of what was being done. And it's the same thing with Trump. It's really just a matter of time before Trump would have caught up with the things that Hitler did. That they're a very similar type of person, I would say, to the extent that they are not a normal, in any way charitable, in any way self-aware person. No, it's just about winning and holding power, etc. So it's just really, I don't know how many other different ways to say it. Trump's responsible for a lot of people being dead, and he will continue to be responsible for the deaths of people who believe the lies that he spread. As we continue, then a lot of these people are not going to be vaccinated, and they are going to continue to die, and they are going to continue to be hosts for the virus to mutate. And that's not just in America. And the fact is that Trump will more than likely never face any of the justly deserved punishment for what he's done, any more than any other president, I suppose, would face or has faced the justly deserved retribution for the things that they have done. But maybe Trump was a little bit worse than some of these people, seeing as he knew a pandemic was coming and he told people not to worry about it. It's nothing. It's no big deal. Don't prepare. Don't wear masks. All this other stuff. He knew that some of them would die. He knew that they were dying. And he just kept going. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for me. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, dislike, or give any feedback that you like, with the idea that of what you would like for yourself if this were your YouTube content. Have a good one. Peace.